Travel. It's more than just a getaway. It's an escape, a pursuit, and sometimes, let's be honest, a marathon. But in 2025, it seems we're finally hitting the brakes. The whirlwind trips of the past few years, fueled by what's been dubbed revenge travel, are starting to fade. Instead, something far more intentional and, dare I say, peaceful is taking its place. It's called JOMO, the joy of missing out.
Now, before you roll your eyes, thinking that this is just another buzzword, let's dig in. Because this shift, it's definitely worth talking about. And personally, I think it's worth considering for your next trip, whether you're jetting off to Paris or you're making your way here to Walt Disney World. Let's start off by taking a moment to reflect on where we've been, because recently travel has been chaos. Pure, exhilarating chaos. Airports have been packed, itineraries stuffed, and if you weren't triple booking your time, were you even trying?
Some argue that it made sense then. We had years of pent-up wanderlust, and people were hungry for experiences. They wanted to see everything, to do everything, and post about it all. But now we're seeing a shift.
Rather than trying to squeeze every ounce of adventure out of a week, more travelers are saying, you know what, maybe I don't need to see everything. Maybe it's okay to just enjoy the balcony with a book, skip the lines, and just breathe. This is where JOMO comes in. Unlike FOMO, the fear of missing out, JOMO is all about embracing what you don't do. It's about savoring the moments instead of chasing them, letting go of the pressure to see and do it all. It's a concept that resonates in a big way. In fact, travel experts are pointing to slower, more mindful vacations as a trend in 2025.
One area where this trend is particularly intriguing is digital detox travel. Think about it. How often do we take a trip only to spend half the time staring at our screen, checking the wait times, snapping selfies, scrolling Instagram?
At a place like Walt Disney World, your phone can absolutely feel like a lifeline between reservations, lightning lanes, mobile ordering, and then, of course, staying in contact with family that you might be traveling with. It can almost feel impossible to function without it. But you know, when you're glued to your phone, you're missing out on so much, especially the little things. And that's where we make our memories. The laughter of a child splashing around in the pool, or the way that Cinderella Castle gets lit up when the sun hits it just right around dusk. A quiet spot in Epcot that you've walked past so many times over the years and never noticed. But now, as you sit here and just enjoy, it feels like you're worlds away.
In 2025, more travelers are saying enough. They're stepping away from the hustle and the screens, choosing to experience their vacations differently. And yes, you can do this at Disney and even at Universal. Think about exploring the resorts instead of the parks, spending a morning on a leisurely stroll, or just soaking up the atmosphere without checking your phone every 5 minutes. It's a radical idea, but it works.
That having been said, let's talk about change in mindset for a minute. You know, changing the way that you travel can be really intimidating. There's a lot of comfort in sticking to the same itinerary, the same routine. It's easier. But stepping out of that cycle can really breathe new life into your trips. And let me be clear, just so that we're all on the same page, it's not about doing less. It's about doing more of what matters. Taking time to enjoy a meal without rushing on to the next thing. Finding joy in the people you're with rather than the photos you'll take and post later. And for those who enjoy the theme parks, you don't have to abandon them. It's not about changing everything. It's about making small adjustments, letting go of some of the pressure, maybe leaving before the fireworks, or enjoying them from a quiet, out-of-the-way spot. Not forcing yourself to rope drop every park every day. Small changes, tweaks.
As we move into 2025, I'm excited to see how this shift plays out. I think it's a move toward more meaningful travel and more thoughtful vacations. It's not about abandoning what you love, it's about experiencing it differently, with intention. And right here on the channel, we're going to explore that, from tips on making the most of your Disney or Universal trips to discovering the quieter, lesser-known spots. We want to help you find the joy in missing out, because sometimes the best moments are the ones you don't plan.
So, what do you think? Are you ready to embrace the concept of JOMO into your 2025 travel plans? We'd love to hear what you have to say, so drop a comment down below. And if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World, Universal, or the Central Florida area, make sure you're sticking around. We have so much more to share that will help you embrace this concept of slowing down but still having a fantastic vacation. After all, that's what it's all about, right? Making vacations less hectic and more memorable. I mean, who could say no to that? But look, until then, take care, travel well, and don't be afraid to miss out. After all, sometimes that's where the magic happens. Until next time, bye.